talk about dating terminology, because with every generation, new terminology comes out. And now, in the hip, cool online dating world, there seems to be a whole new world of language. So can we talk about some of these things?
Sure.
All right, let's talk about ghosting.
Ghosting is probably the biggest new term, and I actually have an opt-in on my website about why men disappear. Men and women tend to disappear after a couple of messages, after a phone call, after a first date, after 8 months of dating, depending on your ability to confront and communicate.
So ghosting is when someone disappears.
Disappears.
Right.
So just no word, they just disappear. I've actually had friends ghost me. So yes, people tend to do it, and I think with the advent of technology that people are texting and nobody's really communicating face to face anymore, people stop letting somebody know, hey, you know, it was a nice first date, I just don't feel we're a romantic match.
Somehow it seems to be easier for people to break up or to become absent, or you talk about something called benching as well, in the land of text messages and emails where we're not really connected to people.
Yeah, and I think we need to learn to communicate a lot more effectively.
All right, so now let's talk about, so benching is related to ghosting, right?
A little bit, yeah. So benching is more, somebody's on the sidelines on the bench, and every once in a while somebody will say, hey, you want to meet for coffee, have a drink together? They're kind of, you're there just as a side person on the bench.
Should you let yourself be benched?
No.
So if you sense you're being benched,
get off
them,
the bench.
Right? And how about breadcrumbing?
Breadcrumbing is when somebody just throws enough attention at you so that you're still hooked, but they don't really care.
So halfway between attention and benching.
Yes.
It's like a little,
ghosting, benching, breadcrumbing.
Just enough to keep us going.
Yeah, it's like, ooh, you know, they call me at 11 o'clock at night, you know, can I come over?
No, that's called something else.
That is
called booty
something
call.
else. Yeah, that is.
Do men and women similarly participate, do the same? Are they all benchers and ghosters, or is it more a man thing or more a woman thing?
I think we're all guilty, men and women, of doing all of them. I think in terms of ghosting, it's more popular to find men who ghost because of the whole confrontation thing. I actually once was in a panel of professionals in this industry, in the dating industry, and we were speaking in front of like 200 people, men and women who were single. And one of the women, who happened to be a client of mine, said, why do men promise that they're going to take you out again at the end of the first date and then they never call? And she goes, well, actually, there's a guy in the audience who did that to me, and if he wants to stand up and say why he did it, that'd be great, but he doesn't have to. He stood up. It was great. And he said, you know, I was taught to be polite. And if I said I had a lousy time with you, that would be mean. And so I said, you know, it's not about saying I had a lousy time. Like, it was nice to meet you, but it's not a good match. Most of us feel that. It's almost never a good match. You know, it's like the chance of it really being a great match are really tiny. So you're going to go on lots of dates and not connect.
So it's okay to speak up.
Yeah, just say, nice to meet you. That's it. You don't have to promise anything.
So true. All right, so let's talk one more term, which is the antithesis of this, love bombing.
Love bombing is when somebody just starts out in a relationship by telling you how amazing and wonderful and fantastic you are, and I think you're the one.
Sounds so good.
Yeah, it sounds great. It's so not true. Right. Those people are usually crash and burn people. They come on strong, and they just want to hook you. They're often, you know, sociopaths, narcissists. They just want to get you in their good graces and make you feel like you're so special, but they don't really know you.
So if it's too good to be true, run.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, great advice. Thanks so much, Sandy.
Sure.
If you like today's Bottom Line Expert Minute with Sandy Weiner, then come to our website, bottomlineinc.com, and watch more with Sandy and more with our other experts. And what would be even better, share us. Share us on Facebook, share us on Twitter, share us on LinkedIn. Let everybody know about the great videos that we have for you with all the leading experts in health, life, and money.